What if Maushold was in Gen 1 Ubers? Yeah, I would not have expected that type of title either. But maybe I should have, because surprise, surprise, sometimes signature moves can be very problematic in Gen 1. And Maushold has two of them. Population Bomb and Tidy Up. Tidy Up is basically just a normal type Dragon Dance. And even though I've never made a Dragon Dance video before, I know I'll get to that eventually. But all you need to know is that Dragon Dance is insane and not built for the Gen 1 meta. Like, not even like Dragonite or like Charizard using it. Like I'm telling you right now, Dragon Dance makes Lapras absolutely terrifying. And Maushold has a real attack stat. With real stab, because it's a normal type. So that alone is already insane. But then it has Population Bomb, which hits 10 times. But because of how Gen 1 custom games works, it does not have a downside. Instead of working how it's supposed to, where it hits 10 times but each hit can miss, instead, it will always hit 10 times. Which means that Population Bomb is basically a base 200 base power move, and with Stab, it's basically a base 300 power move. Do I need to explain to you why that's OP as hell? And on top of that, it has Thunder Wave, which obviously that's just good utility, and Super Fang. So not only is this guy already automatically better than Raticate, not only does that alone give it a niche, but it also means that for its counters, Gengar and Tauros, it can actually do stuff against them. Worst case scenario, this thing can bring a Pokemon down to half HP. Are you kidding me? That's fine. And also, pay attention to its speed stat real quick. Base 75 attack is whatever. The rest of his stats are also just whatever. But base 111 exactly. You know what that means? What that means is that Tauros and Gengar have base 110 speed. This thing crits as much as them, but it can also outspeed and paralyze them. Gengar is supposed to be your counter, but you can always outspeed the Gengar, paralyze it, and when the Gengar is paralyzed, it's essentially fodder. Not to mention, along with that, you can even lower its HP in half? What? Why is this okay? It shouldn't be okay, but it is okay. And even if we got rid of its signature moves, what else does it have? It has agility, which means that you can because I forgot to say it when talking about Tidy Up, but any speed boosting move works like agility. For those of you who don't know, if you use any speed boosting move in Gen 1 while paralyzed, it completely ignores the speed drop. So already, you would probably use this anyways, if Tidy Up wasn't the thing. Just that you don't care about paralysis and outspeed everything. Low Kick, you don't really care that much about. You would probably just use Hyper Beam or Double Edge. I wouldn't use Double Edge because... Or maybe you would. I don't know. I don't think it matters too much. Without Population Bomb, it's fine. It's just a good normal type that's a little bit better than Raticate. With Population Bomb, it definitely becomes a problem. But definitely one that I think people would want to watch, because it's kind of entertaining, which is how broken it is. So that's about it. And normally I don't go through the pre-analysis this quickly, but I guess what Maushold does is pretty straightforward. So I'm going to show you how they do against the Pokemon Gen 1 OU, but it has the title for a reason. I'm going to show you how it is in Ubers, because spoiler alert, I think this guy's a little too good for just regular OU play. And starting off with the boy himself, Tauros. Population Bomb does so much damage here. It's basically hitting Tauros with a Hyper Beam, for all intents and purposes. Actually, a little bit more than Hyper Beam, I think. And you're faster, so you don't even care if Tauros paralyzes you, because you're normal type. which means you are immune to body stone paralysis. And that's just the icing on top of the cake, isn't it? And the cherry on top is just the crit rate. Do I need to explain to you why crit rate's terrifying for a Pokemon that uses Population Bomb? It OHKOs Tauros. You're going to see very quickly how much it does to Snorlax. Basically, nothing wants to be hit by it. It's just... it's awful. You can maybe burn the Maushold, but let's be real. With how good its crit rate is, 20% of the time, or actually I think it's 21% of the time, it won't care. It won't care if it's burned. And even with the burn, look how much damage it did to Tauros right there. It is almost dead. And it's paralyzed. So even if you beat Maushold, it probably already committed something. It's just unbelievable. And Snorlax, if you manage to get a crit, let's see how much it does, shall we? Okay, that's about half. Oh wait, no, it's still going. Oh, it's still going. Oh, it's still going. That is 7 HP. Yeah, so Snorlax technically has the bulk to survive a crit. But you saw there, does it matter? I think it's pretty safe to say that for Chansey, Snorlax, and Alakazam, for any Pokemon that can Reflect that's good with it, Maushold now forces them to use it. They have literally no choice. And it's not even a consistent answer because of how high Tauros' crit rate is. So what do you do against this thing? Nothing really. Like, Cloyster has the bulk to take it on, maybe, as well. But then you have the problem where, even if you can somehow tank Population Bomb, you then suffer from the problem of Maushold being faster. And since it's faster than most things in the meta, it can paralyze them or just lower their HP in half with Super Fang. Or it can just go for Tidy Up to just become even more powerful. And I'm pretty sure with just one Tidy Up, you already outspeed the entire format. So there is not much people can do. The only thing that might work is statusing this guy. But not only are you going to struggle to actually get that off, but even something like Paralysis won't always work because Maushold can become faster again anyways. And Chansey does not do that much better. Admittedly, I forgot if it survives or not, so we're going to watch this together. I'm pretty sure that it does survive. Yeah, barely. Like, puts in red. You can go for Reflect, but I don't think it's going to help you. Because I think it just takes one Tidy Up in order to actually be stronger. But that's definitely without Reflect up. But let's see how much damage it does with Reflect. I had to do something with it before making the replay, so that's why I don't remember exactly. Okay, well, even with Reflect, that's still a 2-shot, so you finish off Chansey really easily. And funny enough, this is definitely a scenario where Chansey got lucky. Because what if it got crit instead? Not gonna go well, now is it? Now, luckily, Zam is faster, which means it can go for Reflect. But even that is just really, like, missing out a lot. Because only having Psychic as an attack really sucks. Because you really wish you can use Seismic Toss. Just unfortunately, Zam kinda needs to use Reflect so it doesn't die. But even that, you see here, it's not gonna work. Because you can keep using Population Bomb, which ever so slightly out-damages the healing you get from Recover. Also, this looks really funny, putting on Hyper Fast. So, like, Zam can maybe, like, find an opportunity to paralyze. What it's essentially doing is trying to, like, keep going for Recover and hoping that eventually it misses. It did a miss for this replay, which, that really sucks. So, in a worst case scenario, you're probably getting crit. But in a best case scenario, you can maybe paralyze it and get lucky. But I'm telling you right now, that's just most likely not going to work out for you. So Maushold It's just a bunch of mice. Why is it the most broken thing in OU? This doesn't make sense. This is insane. Well, let's see how Cloyster does. Cloyster, as you can imagine, does a lot better. But even then, like, it really suffers from being slower. So, Population Bomb, as you'll see here in a little bit, is a 3-hit KO. Just like Blizzard. So, it kind of goes, like, decently for Cloyster. You might be able to freeze it, which is nice. Tidy Up can obviously just kill you. But you can also freeze it or go for Explosion. But also, it could just paralyze you first before even attacking. So, technically it could go either way, I would say. But I definitely think there is way more going in the favor of Maushold. Which, if even a Cloyster can't beat a physical attacker, there's definitely a big problem. Especially when it's hitting you for just neutral moves. Now for this replay, Executor got crit. I don't think it matters too much. Because you can already tell from the damage that it would be most likely a 2-hit KO either way, if not bringing it into red. So Executor is just pretty straight up. Either it can put you to sleep, or it can't, and if it can't put you to sleep, it's either exploding or just being KO'd. That's actually a lot of these, to be honest. And some of them are just worse than others. But Gengar luckily isn't one of them. But like I said, Maushold's faster, it can paralyze Gengar, it can go for Super Fang, and then what do you do afterwards? Well, to be honest, once you paralyze it, you can just switch into your own Gengar. And there's not much Gengar can really do there, to be honest. And maybe not even Gengar. Because obviously, if you paralyze it, you might just force the Gengar to go for Explosion. So even Rhydon is actually a very, very, very safe switch-in into Gengar. And here's the funny thing. Honestly, if you had with Maushold in the format, you might be able to get away with using no Psychics. Because you can have like Starwax, Tauros, Chansey, Maushold, Rhydon, and Gengar. Maybe not great, but I think Maushold's existence just heavily nerfs the Psychic type a lot. And teams are more so dedicated to finding a way to beat Maushold, I would think. Which is funny. Oh yeah, and Jolteon. Maybe you can get lucky with Paralysis. But that's like the only chance it has, along with crits. Otherwise, you can probably guess who wins. Oh wait, is that Population Bomb being able to Oko Jolteon? That's possible? That's insane. Be sure to comment down to say you're very shocked about this revelation. Also, while you're doing that, be sure to like the video and subscribe. I recently made it to 1,000 subscribers. I'm really happy, and I really appreciate you guys' support. And let's get ready for the next milestone. I don't really know what that is, to be honest. Do I need to say anything for this one? Or can you just, like, watch the screen for a few seconds? Since it probably takes or it takes even less time to figure out that, oh yeah, Population Bomb just Oko's Jinx. Now I guess they would even face each other in the first place, since obviously, Maushold is a late-game cleaner, or could be used as a mid-game wall breaker. It's not gonna face Jinx at the beginning of the game. That's for sure. Now for Rhydon, like, you can roll its HP in half with Super Fang, and I'm pretty sure Population Bomb is a 5-hit KO? So, how do we judge this? Because it's weird that Maushold can actually do a decent job fighting it, and Earthquake is a non-consistent 2-hit KO. It can sometimes be a 3-hit KO, which that alone definitely annoys Rhydon. But I was curious, so I wanted to see how much it would do if you already got a Tidy Up. So just ignore what you see on screen. Mega Rayquaza can win Dunsparce. Don't look it up though. I was kind of do that for you. And Maushold can always get a guaranteed KO on Mega Rayquaza. That's another thing you should not do research on. I guarantee you, it's what happens. But here you can lower Rhydon's HP in half with one Tidy Up. You can go for another one. Or not another one, you can go for a Population Bomb. And you do, I would say you do decent damage to the Rhydon, all things considered. Like, it's enough to bring it into the red. So, is that a 3-hit KO? Maybe? I don't know for sure. But next up, I believe we have Slowbro. And what do I even say to this? Like, we can speed this up a little bit because you're going to see another replay. Because Population Bomb without a crit is basically a 3-hit KO on Slowbro. Which, I'm going to say is actually even better. Oh no, sorry, 2-hit KO. It might be a damage range, but I don't remember. But you're almost always going to force the Slowbro to go for rest. Which literally means you just get, like, a free tidy up. Or maybe even 2. Which, that is really busted. So Slowbro is just ironically complete setup fodder for Maushold. Because, like, what's it gonna do? Go for Amnesia? Maushold is not scared of that. Especially when it can always be faster and ignore the Gen 1 glitch. Where you boost your stats and you become faster than the other thing that's paralyzed. So after Slowbro gets KO'd here, I thought to myself, maybe I can try again. So we're going to see another replay where Maushold tries to fight Rhydon. But this time I believe this is going to be one where it sets up 2 population bombs instead of just 1. See how much that changes things. So most is going to be similar, so going to go on hyper fast for a little bit. And then once we're ready, I can feel like, yeah, now I can put it back to normal. So Slowbro here will go for rest. It won't survive this next 2 attacks. But the fact that even with +2, it needs 2 population bombs to kill Slowbro, I think that definitely says a lot about Slowbro and just how much defense it really has. Even if it barely survived, I still think that's impressive. So that gets killed. Ignore this. Once again, I guarantee you that Maushold has enough attack to kill Eternatus. Don't bother doing the calcs. I was nice enough to do that for you. But now we have Rhydon. So you can lower HP in half again, which you probably do no matter what. You go for a Population Bomb. That's unfortunately a crit, so it does slightly less than an attack boost. I don't think it matters that much, because I doubt that it would have been enough to, like, kill it. I think it may be, like, a little bit lower, like, maybe, like, even as low as 6%. But I don't think it makes too much of a difference. Well, even there, Maushold had 2, attack boost up, and the only reason it won was because of a damage range. So how do I think about it? I guess Rhydon should we put it unwinnable, maybe? I don't know. I might just keep it in bad, just for the sake of the tiers looking nicer. And Starmie might get lucky. Look here, paralyzes Maushold. It can go for a special move like Psychic, which can do decent damage. Maushold can go for Tidy Up, but I'm pretty sure Starmie can survive this. And if it can survive it, that's obviously huge. And it can, so it can just attack. Doesn't get the kill there, but unfortunately Maushold did get killed by paralysis. Oh, didn't realize that was a crit. Okay, I didn't get to type it in the chat, so I apologize for that. But be sure you know that that crit did in fact matter. Alright, we only have 3 left. Also, I guess Starmie, it's either good matchup or could go either way. I think it's just easier to put in could go either way, to be honest. And Zapdos is mostly the same, but doesn't have the same recovery that Starmie has. But it also commonly goes for agility, so maybe it can outspeed and take care of Maushold. Not to mention, I think it does more damage too. So crit is way more impactful and not more consistent. I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about this matchup. It's weird. Alright, now let's get to the Uber's Pokemon. Starting off with Mew. Mew is slower, but it has a lot of bulk in both HP and defense. So this is fine, right? Well, you're gonna see by yourself, but 1 Tidy Up is enough for a guaranteed Oko, which is not good if you're Mew. Or not, actually, I got that wrong. It's actually the explosion that does 95%. That's a 2-hit KO, so a crit isn't guaranteed kill, I'm pretty sure. it doesn't really matter too much, because no matter what Mew cannot set up, and even if it is set up, it's still going to be a constant danger for the Maushold. So probably it's just better off going for Explosion. And it's sad that that's actually a legitimately fair trade. And last, but most certainly not least, we have Mewtwo. Mewtwo is faster, so thank God. It might be more optimal to go for a Thunder Wave, if I'm being honest with you. Because you're going to see how much Population Bomb does. It does a lot of damage. It really, really does. But Mewtwo can survive, and with the Amnesia boost, obviously it can kill. So Mewtwo doesn't really feel great about the matchup. To be honest, with Thunder Wave, there's probably a legitimate argument to say that it can actually lose the Maushold. But it's better than most Pokemon here. I forgot to put Mewtwo and Mew on the tier list. This should be a good matchup, I would say. And Mewtwo should be in critical either way. And even while stuff here probably isn't generous. Like, to be honest, like, the bad matchups and unwinnable, as you see, have an asterisk for obvious reasons. But should, like, Starmie and Tauros be moved in the good matchup? I'm not really sure. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Because while Maushold is broken, it's most certainly interesting. And I look forward to hear what you guys have to say. But until next time, this is Groundback, and I look forward to hearing from you.